The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
Voting begins on Tuesday across all social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter polls. The play-in games in the first round of the Battle of Evergreen Park will be completed between this show and next week's show. We're going to take 18 Evergreen Park establishments and get them down to the Elite 8 in 1 week. And the buzz has been going on all week long. My phone has been blowing up and people have been asking, when does this get started? This episode comes out on August the 7th, Monday. On Tuesday the 8th, I will actually update the show description to this episode with a link to give you another chance to vote. So many different ways to find out who is the champion of Evergreen Park, who will win the Battle of Evergreen Park. In this episode, we will go around the brackets. We will hear from one establishment in each region. It's all brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. You need a bank you can rely on, one that knows this community, one that's right over there in that iconic building at 95th and Pulaski. They don't have any overdraft charges. You open up a statement savings account, you get $200 in the account, or $300 if you open up a checking account with qualifying activities for each. You can use any ATM anywhere. And if there's a fee, they pay the fee back into your account, so every ATM is free. And with college coming for a lot of kids getting ready to go off to some other place outside of Evergreen Park, if you're one of those families, I suggest the student accounts. Easy way for them to keep track of their money, easy way for you to get money to them. Again, get in there and see my friends at the First National Bank of Evergreen Park on the corner of 95th and Pulaski, member FDIC. The entirety of the bracket is already up on a couple of the social media channels. It'll continue to be put up all over the place. We're going to go region to region here right before voting starts. Over the last 5 years, the EP Podcast has bounced around Evergreen Park and spoken to nearly everybody in this tournament. We've reached out to all of them at some point, and today, as we go from region to region, we're going to replay the first time we ever sat down with some of the contestants. Let's kick it off in the Porter Cullens region. That's where the 4 and 5 seeds along with the 12 and 13 seeds of the tournament sit. In the first round, Porter Cullens will be taking on Wojo's, and Pappy's will be taking on Tavern In The Green. The number 5 seeded Tavern In The Green has been a stop on the tour that is the EP Podcast over the last 5 years. Can they win this region? Take a listen to the first time we ever sat down in Tavern. EP Podcast is out right now at Tavern In The Green. I've been waiting to get out here for a long time and visit, but this guy is maybe one of the busiest people in all of Evergreen Park because he not only has Tavern, he's got Pappy's down the street. George Pappas is sitting with us. How are you, George?
Hey, Chris. How are you? Thank you so much for having us.
You have a lot of family that works here. Like the guy at the door tonight is your brother, right?
My brother, John, yes.
And who's this guy sitting next to you?
Tommy O, that's my partner, Tommy O.
Okay, so this is not relation. This is a partner right here, right?
It's basically family, yeah. Family. He's been with us a long time.
This is like a big family establishment, isn't it?
Yes, sir, yes.
So I remember when you guys opened up here in Evergreen, and to me, it felt like you were the first, like, it was almost like you had raised the bar in Evergreen Park in terms of like a place to go out and hang out. You know, it was a really nice new place. You got a big, beautiful bar that's here, and you got the big screen TVs all over the place. How long ago was that, George?
January 2014.
And what brought you to decide that you wanted to open up a place? Because you already had Pappy's down the street.
So Tommy and I were in Florida, and we were just sitting around at a bar having a couple drinks, talking, and we said, hey, we need to open up a sports bar in Evergreen. We're big sports fans, and we wanted to have something a little nicer, great food, and sit and watch the game and just chill. And we just made it happen.
And you're talking about the food, and we're going to talk about it here in a second. Actually, why don't I just get to Hannah first? Tell me about what she has on her plate, because she's been raving about it to me. Yeah, I know. This is a Reuben, and what did you say that you were worried about when the Reuben came, and luckily you were not upset?
I am a Reuben snob. I am always afraid when I order a Reuben, it's going to have too much dressing on it. I'm just going to taste Thousand Island. I'm not going to taste the corned beef, and that was not the case. Sometimes when I go somewhere, I have to take the bread off and scrape off the dressing. Didn't have to do that here. I could taste the beef. I could taste the flavor in the beef, and it was so good.
So what's the thought process behind your Reuben? How long have you guys had this on the menu here?
Well, we cook everything here. It's all made fresh. So, that just brings it to the next level. Everything we make is made from scratch and all fresh. Salmon. Your wife was having a salmon salad. We get the whole fish in and filleted and clean it and back. There's just nothing better.
We get salmon in our house, I think, once a week. You know, during Lent, it's a salmon fest in the Lanuti household. Sweetheart, what did you like about this one?
Well, I had the salmon salad, which was great, but I saw on the menu that there was other options to have it as a sandwich and also as an entree. So if you love salmon, please come and get it either way. I liked it because it was blackened a little bit and it had a great flavor to it. So much that I did not want to eat it with the salad dressing at all. And just so you know, their salads are not little portion salads. They're a big salad. So it was delicious.
When you guys came up with the menu, tell me a little bit about that, because there's a different flavor, wherever you look on the menu. I mean, we're going to get to what I'm eating right now, but I'm eating Italian food. We got a salmon salad over here. We've got a Reuben. That's a completely different style. Your wings, I've always been a big fan of your wings and the way that you serve them. What was the concept for the menu? What were you guys aiming for?
I think in the beginning there was a lot on there, but over time you realize what sells and what doesn't, and what people prefer. So we always make changes, and we also have our seasonal menus that we add, and those have different options as well.
There's a couple of us that get involved. Ness, my GM, and myself, and the chef. We sit down and we just talk about what's kind of hot for the time, and just cook a bunch of different dishes and try and cook it over and over and over till we get it perfect, and then we put it on paper and run with it.
So let's talk about this dish that I'm having right here, and I'm going to be honest with you. I, being of Italian descent with the last name of Lanuti, do not order Italian food when I go into a place that's not an Italian restaurant. It's just something I don't do. Like when we sat down, I was like, all right, well, what do you guys do good? Like what do you want to talk about tonight? Like what would be something that we'd want to try? And George goes, we're gonna get you the chicken parm. And I was like, all right, we'll do the chicken parm. And I had kind of like some low expectations. This is really good. I'm going to tell you something right now. Like, first of all, the cut of meat, it's a big piece of chicken, but it's thin and it's juicy. It's not dried out or anything like that. There's not too much breading on it. It is really well put together. And I got to tell you, bravo. I mean, how hard did you have to work to get this recipe right?
We put a lot of time into it and a lot of thought, and it's just the ingredients. We just use top-of-the-line ingredients, and it's on the money every time you order it, even as a sandwich. It's fabulous.
I had a question for you, because I know, Hannah's eating off my plate. What are you eating? You're eating my food.
Oh, so good. The food is so good.
Well, I love it. I love everything about the place. I think it's great that we finally got to sit down and talk and just kind of chat with you and learn a little bit about Tavern in the Green. I saw that you got very excited when I said the name right. Do people screw it up a lot?
On. Everybody says on.
On the green.
Yeah, it's in the green because we're in Evergreen, right? How do people not get this concept, George?
I have no idea, but they mess it up every time. Yeah. They're consistently messing it up.
I don't know how you could walk in here and not find something that you would love. And I don't know how you could come in here and not feel comfortable, because it's perfect for adults without kids. And if you got kids in tow, it's perfect for them as well. And it's just a great family spot, great neighborhood spot. And I appreciate you guys having us out.
Thank you very much, Chris.
The winner of the region at Tavern in the Green is in. Will end up taking on at some point the winner of the Baracos region in the tournament. The Battle of Evergreen Park's #1 seed is Baracos, and they will play against the winner of the 2 listener vote play-in entries. We came up with this bracket and all the different places that we were going to put in the battle a little while back, and listeners reached out and put in the 2 play-in contestants. Play-in games are going to happen starting on Tuesday, Wednesday on social media. Rainbow Cone will be taking on Wolf's Bakery. I know Rainbow Cone's on the other side of Western, but we got a lot of listeners that said you got to put him in there. And Wolf's Bakery was the last entry in with over 60% of the vote in a play-in poll that started last week. If one of your favorites got left out, it's because they couldn't get past Wolf's. The winner of Rainbow Cone and Wolf's will take on Baracos, which again is the 1 seed. On the other side of this region, the number 8 seeded Hearts Saloon will take on Durbins of Evergreen Park, the 9 seed. We visited Durbins of Evergreen Park right after some major changes were made over there, and here's what we found on the EP podcast. We traveled to Durbins in Evergreen, and I gotta tell you, right now, we have the owner, Shannon Corcoran, sitting here with Nancy. Nancy runs the whole thing, right, Shannon?
Yep. 14 years in February.
14 years in February, huh? All right, so you've seen a lot of changes. Like, I remember, I used to come into this place, I'll be honest with the both of you. I used to come into this place with my dad after Sox games. Shannon, Durbins has been around since, what, 87?
1987, yep. It started in Durbins in Burbank on 79th and State Road.
Who started the whole thing? Give me the background on it.
My dad and my uncle started it. And
what was the idea behind it? Like, they just were like, we want to start a place? I mean, because I was asking you beforehand, like, is there somebody by the last name of Durbin? You're like, no, the first place they bought was called Durbins, and that's how we ended up with the name.
Yep, that's it.
That's crazy.
Story. Our last name's
That's a
McAuliffe.
great story, though.
Yeah, that was it. It was just a farmhouse for years, and since then they put 5 additions on that. It was just a small tavern, and now there's 6 Durbins, 7 Durbins, and from Midlothian, Tinley Park, Palos Hills, Frankfurt,
And it's
Evergreen Park.
And it's all a family business.
All family.
You've done these huge improvements. I mean, my wife here wants me to take the paneling you put on the wall and put it in my living room. So I mean, she's digging the layout here inside of the new Durbins. And so like, what happened? Take me through it. You walked in here one day and you're like, things need to change.
My father did, actually. They had the place up for sale for a while because it just wasn't thriving anymore. And then they came in and just decided over COVID to, since people couldn't be in here, to just tear down and start redoing and cleaning up. Try to bring back some of the people that we may have lost over the years. And we did an amazing job. We started with the inside and redid the outside painting, everything, and the roof, the parking lot as good as we could, and trying to just go to every area and improve it. It's all come together really well.
Tell me what I'm eating here, because like when I used to stop in at a Durbin's, it would be, we're getting a bucket of beers and we're getting a pizza. And the pizza's great here. But I'm not having the pizza tonight. What is this?
The Kelly Special. It's a sandwich that my sister Kelly actually made up years ago, and my dad wanted to put it on the menu. It's a filet mignon, butterfly, with on garlic bread with mozzarella cheese, and it's our top-selling sandwich. I hate to say it because my sister made it up, but it is. And then we have the Shannon Special, which is named after me because my dad felt bad that it was given my sister.
And the best part is I said, what's the best thing here? And you had to begrudgingly say the Kelly. What's the Shannon?
Well, it's a ribeye, which my brothers always say that my sister has the leaner one because she's much skinnier than me. So, and the ribeye's fatty, but it's delicious still. It's my dad's favorite. And it's a ribeye, same ribeye on garlic bread with mozzarella cheese. And it's another top seller.
I'm going to tell you, this one here with the filet, it is. I mean, I took a bite of it while we were talking, and you were laughing beforehand, like, you're going to eat while we're talking? I'm like, yeah, professional, I can eat while I'm talking. It was easy because half of it melted in my mouth when I was eating. I think that's incredible.
Wow, I can tell you this melts in your mouth so much that you don't even need to like put anything on it. Like you don't need mayo, you don't need ketchup or anything like that. It's salty enough with the garlic bread, but also it's like nice and creamy with the mozzarella cheese. It's just perfect. It's a perfect sandwich, and it's definitely something you should just come in and try.
And it's not heavy. No. That's what I like about it. It's not heavy because, like, you would come in and you would order this and still feel like you were protecting your girlish figure.
Yeah, yeah. So as long as I don't eat all the French fries that are on the plate.
All right. So the world famous pizza. Is that still the number one seller here?
Pizza is our number one seller. Yeah, it is. It's always been. We have thin crust, thick crust, stuffed, pan style. A big seller is our barbecue chicken, our buffalo chicken,
Italian beef and giardiniera.
Italian beef and giardiniera. You can pretty much get any toppings. Ham and pineapple. We get a lot of chicken and pineapple, like California style. So we do have a big variety that are all delicious.
You know, the thing that I'm most impressed with is literally just coming in here and feeling like I'm in a new place. I'll be honest with you, Shannon. I come walking in here and I'm like, wow, like this is a new bar. It's got the same name, but this is a new restaurant bar here in Evergreen Park. That's the way it feels.
Yeah, we're feeling really good about it as well. Community place. I love the regular guys here. That's my favorite part is all the people come in. You see the same people at faces every day. They support us so much. They're always wanting to help out. I love the community of the place.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. I think the Battle of Evergreen Park is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting to see what places people are like, I have to vote for them. This is what I pick over something else. I really hope that everybody has a good showing. I'm hoping for none of these 90% somebody just crushes somebody else. And I don't think that's going to happen because it was difficult to put together this grid, this tournament, this bracket. There are some worthy places that didn't even make it in. So I think everybody's at a high level that's in there. The next region we're going to look at has our other play-in game. Again, the play-ins are Tuesday, Wednesday this week, Thursday, Friday. We're going to get to the bulk of the contest. Both of these locations are outside of Evergreen Park, but Evergreen Park doesn't have a brewery. So we're doing a play-in with the two breweries right on the edge of Evergreen Park, Open Outcry and Horse Thief Hollow, both of which have been on this show before. The American Legion is a 7 seed taking on Spoken Vine on the other end of that bracket, but the play-in winners will be taking on our number 2 seed Rosangela's. And we got to sit down with the guy who's been running Rosangela's for the longest time and got a little bit of history from a 2 seed that will be very difficult to knock off. Let's head out to Rosie's. And we're located right across from Little Company and Mary at what I think is one of the most iconic pizza places on the south side of Chicago. Okay, Jack Pesci is sitting here with me. We're going to be talking with his son Ray here in just a little bit. But right now, I just want to ask Jack, how long have you been here? Because we are sitting at the bar, this brand new, beautiful bar that you have inside of Rosangela's. Now you've done this huge upgrade to the entire place. It's twice the size now, at least, and it's gorgeous. But we were sitting up there, and I was like, I remember when I used to go in here when I was a kid, and you were laughing like this place was around a long time before I was a kid. When did you guys get started?
We started here in 1955.
So what was the idea behind it? Just like, you just liked making pizzas? Did you ever think it was going to get this big?
Well, when I got a job here, I was 19 years old. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I was going to work too much here, too, I'm 19 years old. I don't want to spend my life in a pizza place, with a lot of things to do. I did ate, dancing, and all that. But I said to myself, a couple of months, then I'll move on. Well, long couple of months, I never left. 4 years later, I became part owner.
So when you started, you were just an employee?
Just an employee, right.
And then you end up taking over the business?
5 years later.
So why? You just fell in love with it? You like the people?
I love the business. I love to talk to people. I love what I was doing, and I made a career out of it.
You've been on this stretch here on 95th now making pizzas for a long time. You've seen a lot of change here in Evergreen Park on 95th Street, huh?
95th Street. I remember when 95th Street was one lane. One lane each way.
We talked about it on the show before. Supposedly there was like a giant chicken or something like out here on 95th. Do you remember that?
It was a lot of things, a lot of change in Evergreen. Also, like I say, I think we are the second oldest business in Evergreen.
You do this upgrade now. Yeah. I mean, which is...
Yeah, we did about less than 2 months ago. We did this.
Yeah, but it was also a daring thing to do because you're in the middle. You're in the middle of this pandemic, and you expand. But I mean, you must have been like, we're doing this.
We took a chance. I think, well, nobody was coming in. They shut us down, because of the pandemic, and it was just a pickup and deliveries, inside business. So I said, the chance came. This place opened up, and we would always talk about when this space would be open. I think it would be nice if we, expand. And when we did leave and we had the chance to take over, we said, you know what, let's do it. This can't go on forever, this corona. It won't go on forever. So let's do it now. The people would never miss us. There was nobody coming in. Just do a pickup and deliveries now, and that's it,
When you guys were expanding, did you think about, well, we want it to look new, but we also don't want to lose the charm that the place had?
That's what we did. We wanted, like I said before, we wanted to be the neighborhood pizza place. And I think the way it turned out to be, the way the guy that took this on his stuff, that's what we told him. We still want to be close to what was neighborhood, still want to be the neighborhood pizza place after this.
And so then you put in the bar, which I think is a great upgrade because look, I did like the idea when I was standing waiting in line like for a table like on a busy night where I could just be like, well, I'm just going to get a pitcher of beer and I'm going to stand along the windowsill. Like I had no problem with this, but this is even better.
Unfortunately, on a weekend, there's a line. Yeah,
it's a good thing. That's not unfortunate. It's a good thing.
It was funny. It was a line before the expansion. Now that we expanded, we see more people. It is still a line.
That's because the food's good. So tell me, what is the secret of the pizza? Has it changed at all since it first started?
No. Since 1955, same pizza. You ate 1955, same pizza today. Nothing changed. And there's no secret family recipe. Fresh ingredients. That's it. No secret recipe, no secret sauce, and anything like that.
I think the thing that I like the best about it is that, you have your Chicago deep dish, and then you have people that, try to almost mimic the New York style. And then you have bar pizzas, but they're way too thin. Yours it's got some thickness to the crust, but not too much to it.
In between everything. It's not too thin, not too thick. We think it's just right. And a lot people like it.
When I was pulling up here, I saw a mom drop off 2 teenage kids to come walk inside the place and start working. How many families do you think have worked for Rosangela's over here?
Let me tell you, we have a waitress. It's the 4th generation of her family working here. Her grandfather used to work here. Her mother used to work here. She works here, and her son works here. 4 generation, and I'm proud of that.
What's it like also being in a place for as long in Evergreen Park? I mean, we have a lot of business owners that tell us that they feel fortunate that the village has a lot of times tried to help them out. I remember there used to not be parking next to you. Now you have a lot. Like, how helpful are they?
Oh, unbelievable. We owe a lot to the Evergreen Park City Hall. They're the greatest administration, and we owe a lot to them. And they really came, out of their way to please us. Put a parking lot over there and everything. I mean, we couldn't ask no more. I mean, it was unbelievable.
How hard is it to make a pizza? I only ask this because I always see people take the dough and spin it, and it looks like they're great at it. Is it hard to learn?
No, let me tell you. I'm 78 years old, and I've been doing this all my life, and I'm still doing it. Not because I needed to, but I love it. That's what I did all my life.
Right. What a difference, though, if you think about it. You got the brand new spot, and then instead of an old jukebox, you got this thing that looks like it's got lasers around it. You got flat screen TVs now, nothing with a dial on it. You must feel like you're in the future.
I'm telling you, I didn't know how those things work.
It is now time for the EP Podcast Word on the Street, brought to you by Spoke and Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. They're in the Rosangela's bracket. They have to win as a 10 seed and a newcomer over the American Legion with that classic bar, and then if they win that in an upset, unless one of those breweries beats Rosie's, they got Rosangela's the next round. But they're a 21 and over place. They got an incredible wine selection. They got great little small plates. The meatball's incredible over there. The bacon wrap dates, It will all depend on the impression they have made upon people who have already gotten over there. And if you haven't gotten there, now is the time. Northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. See more at SpokenVineWines.com. Applications are still open for the Memories to Go annual village-wide garage sale. Early bird registration discount is already over, but you can still get in on the event September the 9th, 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Yukich Field. Get to the village website, get your application in. There's going to be indoor cycling classes at the community center with the fall classes beginning August the 14th. 45 minutes, $12 for a walk-in or $100 for 10-class punch card. Rhythm ride Mondays at 4 p.m., ab sculpt and spin on Tuesdays at 4 p.m., spin, strength, and stretch Thursday at 8:30 in the morning, and a cycle strength class on Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. For more information, 708-229-3373. Our final regional that we're going to preview right now is brought to you by SidSauce.net. The peppers grown here in the EP. The sauce is developed, bottled, and delivered to your door. The only place I get my hot sauce from. And really, some of these places should probably be keeping this hot sauce inside of their restaurants. They're missing out if they're not. Don't you miss out. Go to SidSauce.net. The region we haven't talked about yet, the Chai Tung bracket, they are the 3 seed. They will be facing Golden Griddle, a 14 seed. We'll see if Breakfast can do the upsetting in the first round. The other 2 in that bracket, Cravings, who we actually had on this show, and we put them into the tournament right here on the EP podcast about a month ago after sitting down and speaking with an ice cream place that has a very long history in Evergreen Park. They'll be taking on the 6 seed Thithis or Thithis. It really depends on who you ask. Trust me. That place was one of the first places we ever did a restaurant review at 5 years ago. We really have to get back. We talked martinis and also family recipes. And I saw some stuff on social media already. Fans of that restaurant are calling for the upset and for them to win that region, where the winner of that region could be running into Rosangela's or whoever upsets them in the Final Four. Will it be the spot on Kedzie Avenue? Voting kicks off Tuesday with the play-in games, Thursday, where the remaining 16 will go head-to-head. Follow the EP podcast on Instagram to vote, Facebook to vote, Twitter to vote. Go to the eppodcast.com. There will be a link to a form where you can vote for everybody right there. Who will win the Battle of Evergreen Park? Could this be the winner in the end? I gotta tell you, when you drive down the street on Kedzie Avenue, you think that's a martini bar because of the martini glass, right? But then you come in here, and first of all, the selections, there's an amazing amount of different selections of not only the martinis, but the food. How would you describe your restaurant? It's clearly Asian influenced, but what would you, if nobody had ever been here before, how would you describe what you offer as a menu?
Yes, we like Asian fusion. So we 50% Thai and like 30% French. Vietnamese and a touch of French. Yeah, a touch of French. But we mix. We not do straight Thai or straight Vietnamese. I mix, like I'm Vietnamese. So I mix my food with Thai and a little French and Vietnamese, so I mix together. So that's why you see the difference. Not like the other Thai restaurant or my food, like people think Thai food super spicy. But I do medium. But I can kick it up if you want more spicy like Thai style. But I like, so you can handle with the wine and you can balance with wine and martini. So that's why I do like medium way. So it's not like Thai people thinking it's not hot enough. Say no, you just better tell me when you first sit down. You want like real Thai food, and we cook more spicy. But my menu like very much so you can go with wine or martini or beer. I don't want like two cake for the red wine or the white wine. That's why.
It seems like you love martinis. Is that you personally love martinis, or you thought Evergreen Park needed a martini bar?
I think both, but in my personally, I love to mix drink. All the drink in the book that I mix up, and then I change the menu very often. Like I even do the martini tasting every month, like twice a month. Yeah.
You do martini testing?
Yeah.
Sounds like you have a pretty good job there. Yeah. That's the perks of being the owner.
So I love drinking. That's why. And I love cooking too, but my more major that the martini. I love to mix a different flavor and create some different thing. People never think like margarita with whiskey. I love margarita and I love whiskey.
I had that, and I have never seen a margarita with whiskey.
Yes.
And I was looking at it and I said, oh, I have to try a margarita with whiskey.
Yes, that's what I love whiskey. And margarita, yes. And then I say, oh, why not? So I mix both together. So, yeah.
How much of this is a family affair? Because you said a lot of these recipes are homemade. Do you have other family that's working here? I mean, are you saying it like recipes are family recipes? Explain the homemade aspect to me.
Yes, and my husband cook in the kitchen too. My husband here and my sister back.
Got your husband working in the back.
Yes, but not tonight. But when we first opened, we both in the kitchen. And then, but now I just had a baby, so that's why my husband with my baby right now.
Oh, okay.
And my sister back to the bar, so I can be outside, talk to the people.
You got the sister behind the bar?
Yes, my sister back in the bar too. Yes.
You are everywhere. We noticed that while we were sitting here. You're everywhere. I mean, and what's crazy is that it's a cozy place. It's not like a huge, but it's packed in here. And you are like you're grabbing the person that's seating people. You're like, don't worry, I'll find a place. And then you're helping at the bar, and you're everywhere. You're extremely attentive. Where does that come from?
Maybe from my dad and my mom. My mom like working a lot, and she's very fast. She's smaller than me, but she's super fast. So maybe I get from her. Yep.
So if we had to talk about like one of the dishes that you really love to feature here. If you've never been here before, what would you say? Come in and try what? What would it be?
Yes, if people thinking about Thai food, you should try the pad Thai. Our pad Thai very different, and I not cook like all the Thai restaurant. I kick a little bit up, but my sauce like I try so many Thai pad Thai, so their sauce a little brown is different, but my sauce like more spicy and like more like sweet and spicy style. And the ribs, that's good.
Well, those ribs were great. I loved how they fell off the bone. They were perfect.
Thank you. And the sea bass, that's good. The sea bass with the Chilean sea bass with the ginger soy glaze. And the spicy lemongrass, scallop and shrimp, that's good. I love lemongrass, I don't know why. From my grandpa. Okay. That the lemongrass beef, that's from my grandpa. So I love lemongrass. Even my drink, I have the Casmo with lemongrass Casmo.
I think my wife likes lemongrass too. That's her new thing now after she had it.
Yes, it was great. I really loved it. It had a great taste to it. It was sweet, but it also had a spice to it, and I loved it. It was definitely something different and something to try. I did have one question for you. What made you want to come to Evergreen Park to start your business?
That's a good question. I love it. I don't even know Evergreen Park. Just like I think by fate, maybe my God leaving me here, my Buddha and my God leaving me here. I don't even know Evergreen Park. I'm looking for like around 95th and Beverly, but over there they don't have. I couldn't apply for liquor license. They say a dry area, so no liquor license. It's like, ooh, no. I love the bar, so I have to make drinks, so I can stay over there. On the way to get home, I took 87, and I saw the spot, and I just called the village, and they say yes, they will give me the liquor license wherever I go, because they check my background and say they want us to come over here. So I say, just 3 days and boom.
When you bought the place, did you think about keeping the choo-choo train that went around the bar?
Oh, I saw the choo-choo train, but I say no, now no more kids. This is the real bar.
You could put the martinis right on the train, right?
This is a real bar, no more kids.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.